I'm gonna talk about my life a little bit, very shortly. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. 彼の英会話チャンネルに Welcome back. ということで今日はabout my life. I'm gonna talk about my life a little bit, very shortly. First, I'm Japanese, of course, and I'm from Fukuoka. I moved to Tokyo 10 years ago, so it's almost 10 years since I moved to Tokyo. Now I teach English to Japanese, like from 16 years old to adult. Yes. Today I just wanna talk about myself, like the reason why I can speak English and pronunciations and like my life. So I'm gonna talk in order. I started learning English when I was 5 years old. Yeah, 5. Like before I got to elementary school, because one of my mother's friends was in Australia to study English, and she came back to Fukuoka to teach children English. And she was looking for kids to teach English, and she asked my mom to join her kids, which is me, to her English class, and she said yes. It's kind of like forcing first, because I was not interested in English at all, because I don't know what English is, because I was just 5 and I just learned how to speak in Japanese at the time. So English, what is it? But I just started because my mom says so. And at very first, I just started to learn alphabet with what was that? A phonics book. It's kind of from a B, C, D, E, how to pronounce it. That's why my pronunciation is kind of a natural. She had, my English teacher, went to Australia, but she had a really strong American accent. So I got pronunciation from her. So it's kind of American, 17%, 70 or 80%. And I learned how to pronounce English properly. And it was just more than over 20 years ago, and I was just building my pronunciations naturally, and I didn't feel anything. It was it was so hard. I don't have any kind of memories, because I was just 5 and 6, and I was okay, how to learn it? Okay. A is A, B is B, like that. So it's normal っていうか I enjoyed sometimes some words. It's really confused me, but I studied English with her for 6-7 years. Yeah, about 7 years before I will become a junior high school. Yeah. From 5 to maybe 12 years old, I've learned English with her. And then after I got into the junior high school, I just studied normally, like a normal student. But it was really, really easy, because at the time, English, we just started hi, I'm Karen. What's your name? なんとかかんとか Hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. みたいな When I was 12, we started English, but I already had I already passed the stuff when I was like 9 or 10, and it was so easy. Study English in junior high school is more grammatically, so like it's really complicated for me because I was just enjoying like talking and pronounce and communication in English before the junior high. But after that, in junior high, in the class, just like a read textbook and like learn grammar stuff like subject, verb, adjective, or the words in Japanese I've never heard before, and I really didn't like that because I just didn't like study English. I just wanted to enjoy to speak, but I couldn't in the class because it was more like study stuff, test. So like I just like memorize stuff and just write. So it was kind of boring for me. Even though I said I couldn't enjoy learning English in junior high school, but I still love the English class in junior high because I'm really good at it. So there was one problem because it's kind of like teenager stuff. When the teacher asked me to read the textbook, of course she didn't know I was learning before that. But when I started reading, like, do you like chocolate? Yes, I do. What is your favorite food? Something like that. When I read the article, text sentences, my pronunciation is like too good for them because they never expected from me like really good pronunciation like a native speaker. So like everyone was like, what's that? Like it was like so completely silence. And even like after I read, but my teacher didn't say anything. She was just quiet because like my pronunciation was like too good for her, and I made her like complicated, kind of like she stopped. What's your English? Like that. So like it was like a complete silence, which I hated. So since that day, I tried to speak. I tried to pronounce really katakana English. So here's go like, I don't worry about, like that. Yeah, I don't worry about. I never read like this. But it's really natural to pronounce, so it's really more easy for me to like read it naturally, but I had to do because I'm kind of like embarrassed my pronunciation at the time. So I try to read katakana like everyone else. But like after graduate from junior high, in high school I was joined the English club, and I talked a lot of English with ALT, and I could speak with her, and I wasn't ashamed like my pronunciation anymore at that time, so I could read like naturally like this. And still like teachers, English teachers, or like other students in the classroom, still they look at me because of my pronunciation, but I was kind of like feel like relaxed or like wide open about my English. So like, so what? Because I learned how to pronounce it when I was 5. Any problem? Something like that. So I was just more like confident, and I really like comfortable with my English the way I have. Then I was more into like English, but not study, just like communication stuff and speaking English, like I like talking in English. So then I decided to go abroad after high school when I was third grade of high school. Because I really like speaking English, and I wanted to learn English in an English country. I wanted to experience a lot of experience like in other countries speaking in English. So I decided to go abroad when I was in third grade, but some teachers was against my kind of dream, because the high school I was in was kind of like over 95% of students goes to kind of have to go to university, a college, or like some like a special school for special skills. But going abroad, study abroad is kind of like out of their sight. It's kind of like my decision will make teachers' evaluation is make it lower. So they wanted me to go to university and study abroad from there. It's more like, I don't know how to say, like higher education, and they wanted me to go to college, but I had no idea why everyone goes to college, university, because I heard university is really expensive and it's really complicated, and I have something to achieve it, which is studying English in abroad. But why I have to go to like university to pay a lot of money to do nothing? So I just said no to my teachers. No, I'm going. So you don't need. It's kind of wasting of your time. I'm going. You cannot force me to go university. I already decided, and my parents are really supportive. Your time will be so much wasted. So I just like said no, and I did, and I went to Australia that summer after I graduated from high school. So after 6 months, about like 5 months later, I went to Perth in Australia. But before that, I thought I needed to maybe like speak English a little bit. So I started to go to like English conversation school. I've studied there for about 6 months. And then I was kind of like, I had kind of confidence to speak English. And then I went to Perth after 6 months. But I couldn't speak English there at all. My confidence was totally broken at the first day, or even second day. Okay, so this is the first episode of my English. So continue to episode 2.